In this episode, Zui and I join forces and head to Langzhong in southwest China.
Our mission? To crack the mysteries of the ancient art of Feng Shui.
Hey guys, welcome to this very special episode of Travelogue. I'm Turan, but there's someone else here too.
G'day guys, I'm Joy, and guess what? Where we are right now has apparently the best Feng Shui in the entire world.
And it's over 2,300 years old, but it's still laid out in pretty much the same way.
It's definitely stood the test of time,
That's
eh?
right, but where are we?
This is
Langzhong!
Langzhong!
We're here in Sichuan province, where our journey begins amongst Langzhong's mountains. Appropriately, since mountains, along with water, are the most important geographical features in Feng Shui. The ancient Chinese likened mountains to dragons, and if you happened to live by the right kind of mountains, you had a good chance of soaring, just like a dragon, to greatness. Now, one thing Feng Shui can do is tell your fortune, using the Ba Gua, the 8 trigrams. Interpreted properly, these lines become the building blocks of your fate. This is a massive Lorpan compass. So yeah, this would be, yeah, you got to sit on this.
My face!
And you got to spin it, and where it ends is your 8 trigrams, which we'll use to divine. If you can actually move the chair. So that way is south, that's north, west and east. So you're going that way. You follow this line. To reveal our destinies, we head up to Tiangongyuan Temple. It holds the tombs of Tang Dynasty astronomers Yuan Tiangang and Li Chunfeng, who together wrote a book of prophecies that made them the Nostradamuses of China. They chose this site as their final resting place, because for the ancients, where you're buried is more important than where you were born. A place with good feng shui will ensure a peaceful afterlife.
Today's destiny.
Today's destiny will go.
你好，老师可以帮我叫什么？
解卦。
解卦。
他刚才在下边转了出这个。
Whatever this gentleman tells me, it's only my fate for today, so it can't be too worrying, right? Oh, so I need to rest more? Is that the general gist of it?
If you meet an obstacle, you should stop.
Well, I was hoping for $1 million, but I suppose it could be worse. But then again, could be better.
Yeah, I'm guessing Zuri probably wants a second opinion. Luckily for her, one of the astronomers buried here, Yuan Tiangang, invented an alternative method of fortune telling called 成骨术. This calculates your fortune based on your birthday and the weight of and how much your bones weigh, which is a bit creepy if you think about it. But
so how do they calculate the weight of my bones?
So first, we've got to go. This method calculates your fortune based on the weight of your bones when you were born, which is why you'll need your birth date and time according to the Chinese lunar solar calendar.
是哪个年份呢
？1989年，
就是上面这个己巳啊，己巳，然后大概是几点钟出生的？
早上4点多吧。
哦，那就是寅时，就是这个，因为它3到5点，2个小时就为一个时辰，就是1两4，对吧？有简单9，1两4，1两4的初2，初2我再看一下前方。
If density means destiny, this isn't looking good, is it? My bones seem to be a little light. I wonder if the fact that I've drunk milk practically every day since I was born has improved my fate. Anyway, with these numbers in mind, we go to another table, which is supposed to tell me what I can or can't look forward to for the rest of my life.
A lot of calcium.
得日云开见日头，难得祖基加可力，中年伊时见无忧。它也是要到了中晚年的时候才会越来越好的一个意思。
Shame. That's all right.
I'm gonna wait. Be patient and wait.
Coming up next, I explore the streets of Langzhong.
And I do the residences to try and figure out what makes the feng shui in this town so good.
Feng Shui is about finding good real estate, and that's why Langzhong is so special. And since 2 heads are better than 1, Zui and I are splitting up to explore different areas. The town's old quarter is laid out according to the principles of Feng Shui. Each district is assigned a role depending on its location and its element. For example, south is associated with fire, which makes water important here.
那咱们现在大东街上。
对，我们大概在这个位置。
哦，
以前是做生意的，像铁匠铺啊。哎，你看，比方说这些，都是我们这边的工匠锤啊给锤的。哦。这个是同心锁，它就是一个新的形象，新型的形象。
原来也做这些的吗？
对，也做，包括这些门环、门扣，还有这些，你看这个铜钱，
对，
哎，铜钱。因为以前这一片是我们的一个商贸区，各类的商人都会集中在这一片儿。
因为是离的江比较近。
江比较近，从大方向它也是在这个城的东南方位。
In Feng Shui, water means wealth, which is why Langzhong was originally established here. Protected from attack by a ring of encircling mountains, the wide course of the Jialing River allowed for easy trade and transport. The best way to understand this is to head to the top of Huaguang Tower at the southern end of town.
3大纵向街道都是一样宽的，都是非常宽的。因为华光楼它处的地理位置非常特殊，它刚好是正对着那个北方盘龙山，靠南边的话有一个就对面南京关那个垭口。它这个位置非常特殊。
那它跟这个高度有什么关系？景色还是挺漂亮的。这个就是咱们的南边了吧？
对，这是嘉陵江水。
那这个地图按说就反过来的。
我们现在在这个华光楼。
对。
然后我们看到对面的垭口是南京关，就是那个也有一座高楼的位置。对。那是以前当中进入城区的话，都是走那个垭口，然后走浮桥，这样子再进城的。做生意的商人都是这么来的。华光楼的话呢，从这个风水的层面来讲，它分为2大板块，一个就是正对着南面的这个南京关关口，所以呢，它是遮挡这个垭口的气流，直冲城市。从这个性质上来讲的话呢，就是古代就形成了以华光楼为中心的一个商贸区，再加上出去就是江边码头，所以说它在这个地方的地位是很高的，也是我们目前古城当中唯一的一座从清朝一直保存到现在的，是最高的一座楼。
So, according to Feng Shui, they had to build this really tall tower here to try and prevent all of the wealth from seeping out. But I think from a more modern approach, it makes sense because back then, this was the commercial district. I mean, every single merchant coming in and out of the town would have to congregate here. So there would be a lot of people, you know, a lot of chaos as well. So they would have to have a high tower with a good view to try and keep peace, essentially. And plus, you really do have a pretty good view up here.
While Tianran grapples with the town's general layout, I'm hunting for specifics. I promise I'm not just being distracted by street performers. I'm searching for signs of Feng Shui on a smaller scale. What's happening next to me is a mock wedding procession. And you guessed it, Feng Shui has things to say about romance, too.
Langzhong is famous for being built on the principles of Feng Shui, and Feng Shui really penetrates through every aspect of this town. And, it's still an important part of life today, but even in aspects of, marriage, for example, they have to find out the auspicious day of getting married, so maybe I should do the same one day.
From what I've learned so far, I feel I need to do everything I can to upgrade my rather average fate and fortune. But for now, I'm enjoying my meander through Langzhong. The place is throbbing gently with everyday life. The ancient town is peppered with family compounds that you can wander into without worrying about committing trespass. This one with a very long corridor caught my eye. An architectural necessity or something to do with Feng Shui.
So this is the Poole family compound, which was built around 400 years ago. And what's really unique about this place is that its entrance is actually the opposite of what Feng Shui principles state that it should be. So usually an entrance should be facing south, so it absorbs all the sunlight, which means good positive qi. But this one faces north because their neighbour has taken up the south wall. So what they've done to adjust for this is to build this entire walkway, which makes you walk down the side of the house and spits you out in this yard, and therefore you end up walking into the house facing south. It's perfect.
In fact, what I've stumbled into is a secluded guest house that's as authentically local as it gets. I take my time to breathe it all in. I figure it's a place that's fit for even Feng Shui fanatics to stay a night, or a few. Uncluttered clean space, fresh air, decorations like wood carvings that reveal a restrained sort of elegance. When it comes to basic Feng Shui for the home, it's all about attracting positive qi, or energy, nourishing it and channeling it freely through the entire house. This is often done by maximizing the natural light and nurturing natural greenery. I continue with my roaming around unaccompanied, finding myself peeping into the little shops that line Langzhong's languid lanes. Many of them are strewn with what to me looks like a hoarder's haphazard collection of gaudy knickknacks. Even colours have to do with Feng Shui. I guess it's all about a balance between a person and the surroundings, so including jewellery, I suppose. Of course, it's not as straightforward as that, though. To truly understand Feng Shui, it can take a lifetime of study. And that's why people don't just visit shops for Feng Shui paraphernalia. They visit Feng Shui masters, something that I'll be doing later.
Meantime, my guide is keeping me from getting lost in Langzhong's maze of alleys. So, after finding my way to Zhongtian Tower at the crossroads of Langzhong's two main thoroughfares, I'm heading out again.
那么我们现在这个南门就在中天楼的东南角，就是为什么我们古人修建城池的时候，当时要把这个地方作为南门，它是有说法的。
因为是其实错开了。为什么？
这个首先就是说，东南呢，因为它是一个财位，在中国文化当中，就觉得就是说门朝东南开的话呢，它可以财源广进。主要就是讲钱财财帛进的比较多，比较快。
其实这个城墙应该是一直围绕着阆中，
对。
可是之后那些就是原来那些城墙还没有挖出来的吧？
没有，就是有一部分呢，它是隐居在那个民居里头。但是就是说，从以前古代的那个老的地图上看呢，我们这个城墙有意思，就是它的框边是直线条，但是在转角的地方呢，它就给圆了，就是有一个比较非常美的一个圆弧，就是古代。
Looking at it from a cynical point of view, maybe the south gate was placed here so it wouldn't have the mountain on the south bank looming over it.
While Tianran's still grappling with the town's general layout, I'm, well, still hunting for specifics. My exploration of Feng Shui on a smaller scale keeps me straying off the main streets of Langzhong. So, we're entering the Hu family compound? Who, did you say? Well, this family is famous for being a family of medical practitioners. Now, behind me here, you might be wondering what this wall is doing. It seems a little bit random standing by itself. You know, does it play a functional purpose because of, privacy, or is it decorative? Probably both. But it also has a very important Feng Shui purpose. And by putting it in the middle of the courtyard, it blocks the bad spirits from coming in, the bad energy. So, I reckon it's probably worked, because after 300 years, this place still belongs to the Hu family and the descendants are still living here. The 8th, 9th and 10th generation since the Qing dynasty, in fact. While the Hu family compound is architecturally very typical of northern Sichuan style, the dwelling's composition pays special attention to Feng Shui and aesthetics. Inside, dusty galleries display a vast compendium of Feng Shui implements. Outside, imposing buildings surround a well-lit and spacious courtyard. There's a real peaceful ambience here in Langzhong, where there are Feng Shui rules and Feng Shui rules.
Coming up next, it's all elements, dimensions and directions.
With the help of our masters, we try to understand Feng Shui's tools of the trade.
Walking through the streets of Langzhong, you realize that this ancient town is still alive. That behind the seemingly mute grey walls of its courtyards, life continues as always. And the more you explore each nook and cranny, the more you uncover the history of Langzhong. Like its streets, whose names belie their past. Storing Vinegar Street, Rice Product Street, and even Steamed Buns Street. Each intricately woven into the feng shui of Langzhong's landscape.
比相街，它的比相街是怎么能看出来的？
比相就是这个方向，它对着那个文笔塔。哎，你看，看到没有？
那个白塔。
对，它得对着那个文笔塔，所以它就叫做比相。这个笔呢，就是在古代就是写毛笔字，下边那个毛，它是下头是粗的，然后到接上去就有一个尖，所以它是重点强调它的文笔很好。 主要是这个意思，这条街就是对着它那个方位。其实从方位上来讲，它就是指的是那是东方，这是西方。
明白。
哎，我们现在就是从东往西走，
就好找路。
哎，对对对，大概就是这样子。
From Bixiang Street, we head out onto West Street, best known for Zhangfei Temple. One of China's most iconic historical figures, Zhangfei was a powerful general during the Three Kingdoms period over 1700 years ago. He's also Langzhong's poster boy, having headquartered here for 7 years, and his name has since become synonymous with loyalty and bravery. Like all other military buildings, his temple is located on the west side of town.
七阶它是在中国这个五行文化当中啊，它是主金的。那么金的意思就是代表着消杀。那像我们那个张飞张三爷，他在以前他是一个将军，他是带兵打仗的，所以说呢，他是主武力这一块。那几千年以来，他一直都葬在这个城市的西边。
就是因为金是，比如像铁这类的武器都是这样。
对，金属之类的。
Meanwhile, Zoe's also getting a primer from a local Feng Shui master.
那风水你觉得不是一个迷信吗？
风水第一不是迷信，风水绝对不是迷信，而且呢，还不是科学，它也不是哲学。风水是什么呢？
风水是什么呢？
风水是咱中华民族传统居住文化学。别说咱人的一个居住，举例说，一个鸟打草，它还要找一个避风向阳的地方。那你何况咱人的居住呢？你如果居住的环境好，心情舒畅，对待身体是不是有益于健康啊？你看它这个门前，它为什么要有绿色？它代表它有生命力，代表它有生命力。而且呢，你看它这个古老的建筑，它这个门槛它都有固定的尺寸。这个应该是8寸。这个门的宽度，按现在的米尺来讲，应该是1.5米到1.58米。这是它的宽度。它里边这个不叫影壁，它这个叫造壁。为什么叫造壁呢？因为它是透空的。所以呢叫造壁。进入吧台的门，它为什么设在南方？南方丙丁之火，木在东方，木能生火，火能生土，土能生金，金能化水，水为财啊！哇！所以呢，它这儿既有后门，前面还有前门。在这个位置，
这个呢，这也是要挂。
对，它这地方也是个天井。这个天井呢
I'm in Langzhong's famous Qing Dynasty Shui Matou Inn, boasting 2,800 square meters of well-applied laws of Feng Shui. It once belonged to the leader of a notorious underworld gang. And everything, as this Taoist Shifu is pointing out, everything in here is planned and has a purpose.
它的尺寸应该多高？
这椅子都要量。
当然了，你看两边这个椅子，它都有一个固定尺寸。不但你这个椅子它有固定尺寸，而且包括这个桌子，全有固定的尺寸。门有门的固定尺寸，床有床的固定尺寸。尤其是这个方位，说是你是个老总，你的办公桌应该面朝哪个方向？说是他是个经商者，他找店铺，这个店铺他应该开向哪方？他适合经营哪些？不适合经营哪些？客厅的布局，一进门不能有照片。
在客厅
不能有照片，尤其是对门，当门这位置不能有照片。卧室不能有镜子，
是吗？
绝对不能有镜子。
It's a lot to take in all at once. I've never really thought much about Feng Shui. I definitely have mirrors in my bedroom, 2 in fact. And I've always put my desk where it gets the best light, not in relation to the television couch. Now I feel like when I go home, I should measure my chairs. From what Master Ren has said, There are basic Feng Shui guidelines for your living space, which lead all the way to incredibly complex and precise directives. But overall, Feng Shui is based on the logical idea that your habitat impacts your life. Being comfortable with your surroundings is one thing, but there are ways to bring luck, wealth, and opportunity into your home. So, if there's nothing else to lose, why not Feng Shui away?
When night falls, we find ourselves back together again at the heart of Langzhong's nightlife district. So, Zui, what have you learnt about Feng Shui?
Well, Feng Shui is like an onion, right? It's got layers.
Wow, that's so deep, man. I can tell you've only got food on your mind.
Can't get full on Feng Shui. Anyway, when the sun rises, we have one more stop to consolidate our newfound Feng Shui knowledge.
Far from simple geomancy or fortune telling, Feng Shui is a rule book for life. Think of it as a manual for living well, helping you to focus on your strengths and offset your weaknesses. Of course, there will always be naysayers. I myself take Feng Shui with a healthy pinch of salt. But something has undoubtedly gone right in Langzhong. From the large-scale Feng Shui of its mountains and rivers, to its city layout, and right down to the personal lives of its residents, it's clear that Feng Shui permeates Langzhong at every level. Using Feng Shui, Langzhong has managed to balance its yin and yang and its 5 elements to create a positive living environment.
Perhaps that's the secret to why this ancient settlement in northeastern Sichuan is still thriving today, looking very much the same as it did 2,300 years ago. The sweeping lake panoramas, the swelling topography, the old labyrinthine town with its cobbled streets and spacious courtyards. We figured it out. The formula is all in the Feng Shui. Tune in next time for our second episode in Langzhong, where we're on the hunt for everything Zhangfei related, from street side snacks to silk and vinegar. See you then!